Welcome to Manawamap. Today recap is Almighty Pig Slaughtering Knife Manhwa. In Almighty Pig Slaughtering Knife, also known as the pig slaughtering blade that pierces all realms, the story blends a dark psychological premise with classic, awakened action. Here is a recap of the main events through the first 10 chapters. The premise: the world of pigs. The story centers on Yichuan, a young man who suffered a mental break, or awakening, depending on how you view it, that causes him to perceive every living being as a literal pig. To him, his family, his classmates, and even the town beauty are all grotesque, bipedal swine. This illness has turned him into a social pariah, a cold, detached individual who only finds peace in his family's butcher shop. The Awakening, chapters 1 to 3. In a world where everyone awakens a special class to fight monsters, Yichuan is mocked when his class is revealed as a life type, butcher. His classmates and teachers see this as a useless, bottom-tier profession compared to warrior or mage. His childhood sweetheart abandons him, and the school loses all interest in his future. The twist: because Yichuan sees everyone as pigs, his butcher skills apply to everyone. His class provides double damage against pigs, 50% damage reduction from pigs. Since the entire world, including high-level monsters and rival humans, looks like a pig to him, he is effectively an unstoppable god-tier butcher in any combat scenario. +1. First Combat and Power Testing, chapters 4 to 7. Yichuan begins to test his limits. He realizes that by slaughtering, killing monsters or opponents, he can level up and gain stat points just like a combat class, but at a much more efficient rate because of his specialized knife skills. He acquires a pig slaughtering knife, a rusty-looking blade that becomes a divine tool in his hands. The humor comes from his perspective. While others see him fighting terrifying monsters or arrogant young masters, he just sees himself processing meat. The Anti-Romance Incident, chapters 8 to 10. A major highlight of the early chapters is Yichuan's interaction with the school beauty. In the eyes of the other students, she is a goddess. In Yichuan's eyes, she is just a particularly large, fancy pig. When she tries to manipulate or talk to him, his blunt, disgusted reactions, often telling her to move or treating her like livestock, lead to some of the manhwa's most viral and hilarious moments. By chapter 10, Yichuan has begun to attract the attention of local powers who realize his butcher class isn't as weak as they thought, while he remains focused on one goal: becoming the ultimate butcher of